Hey gamers, it's G from the corner, and today we're dialing the clock back to 2005 to check out Super Mario Strikers, which recently got added to the Gamecube Nintendo Switch Online app. Now, this is a very, very special game to me. I'm not the biggest soccer guy or sports fan in general, but I do love me a good arcadey sports game, and I have so many fond memories of playing every single Mario sports game ever since I was a young little gamer with my friends and family. But Mario Strikers always reigns supreme. Whether the GameCube version or the Wii sequel, this series is phenomenal. We don't talk about Battle League. The GameCube original, personally speaking, is my preferred way to experience Strikers. I think the movement is sublime. This is the best a soccer game has ever controlled, in my humble opinion. There are plenty of things Charge does better than the original, but the original just feels good, When you get a goal in, it feels incredible. Just the sensation, whether you hit the goalie and get in while they're stunned, just barely manage to scrape it by them, or land the tricky-to-time super strike. I think this has the most competitive, fun gameplay I have ever seen in a soccer game. So when I heard it was coming to Switch Online, obviously I was going to be extremely, extremely excited. Just having this on a portable system that I could take anywhere and just play a quick game with someone anywhere, anytime is incredible, honestly. Again, Battle League exists, but it never quite fulfilled the itch. It was a game that I played with friends when it came out for like a day or two, and I tried keeping it alive myself. I think it's not the worst thing ever, but, it definitely lacks the charm and the just excitement that the older Strikers games do. I think for me personally, it's just about the way it controls, The responsiveness of the characters are far more immediate than a game like FIFA per se, which I've tried many times, and it just never fulfills any sort of itch for a soccer game because I just feel like I'm moving a dude around ice who takes 5 minutes to get going. Now, granted, it is ironic for me to make these comments about the game when the most convenient way to play it nowadays, Switch Online, is barred with 8 frames of input delay. I noticed this immediately, and I felt more like I was playing Chargers than the original, but if you have a GameCube or any other method to play the game that'll minimize the input delay, I highly recommend checking it out through there as well. This does have the benefit of having online, but I don't think Switch Online is still where it should be. It's still a bit iffy in some places, unless all of you have good internet. Heck, this game supports 4 players, which often causes Switch Online to totally crap itself. So there's your warning right there. I always love the atmosphere of this game, right? Other Mario sports games feel a lot more in line thematically with the mainline platforming series, but Strikers, for whatever reason, the crazy Canadians over at Next Level Games decided, no, this Mario needs to be edgy. He needs to be really angry. Everything needs to look like really scuffed graffiti comic art, This isn't soccer, this is Strike, They're playing in grass fields, but also these, metal dungeons, and everything's metal as crap, dude. That's a pivotal part of this series that really helps it stand alone, Charged goes even further with this, and I love it there, too. I just more so prefer this one for the gameplay, like I've said, a million times over. Oh man, I guess I'm just going to keep gushing, alright? The cup battle system, it's a very simple sort of tournament system, but you really get invested in it, especially when, you're doing poorly or the other teams are doing well. You get to see the standings as each match progresses, and you get to know who you got to deal with, who's going to be a problem. It really creates a narrative without even having to create a narrative. Things especially get tense when the difficulty gets turned up. I gotta say, this series has some pretty intense bot difficulty in the later cups, alright? And, each cup gives you a stadium to unlock. There's even an unlockable character/team. This is another weird thing about this game. There's 9 captains, so to speak. For each captain, you then have to pick sidekicks to form a full team between Toads, Koopas, Hammer Bros, and Birdos. But then there's the 9th unlockable character just called Super. It's the Super Team. It's a bunch of these robots. They're really broken and busted. You don't even get to pick sidekicks. You just have 4 of them on a team, and the critter for your goalie is a robot for some reason. It's really funny. I think these guys are hilarious. I don't understand why they exist or why they felt the need to put them in the game. Bowser's not playable in this game. He's a stage hazard for some reason. They're operating under Mario Party logic with this one. Oh, and that's another thing that really adds to this game, let alone series. The item play is so much fun. You body check someone and they'll get an item, and then they can kind of throw it back at you at any time. Whether you have the ball or not, just press X and the item that you have will automatically target the nearest player. And, it adds to the chaos. It places crap all over the field, sends shells flying everywhere. Maybe you'll even get invincible or a speed boost. it adds to just the sheer chaos and competitiveness of this game, and with the items being sort of a comeback mechanic, it makes them feel kind of less random, You're going to body check someone and steal the ball off them, but they're going to get an item, they're going to come right back up, instead of just picking up an item off the field like in Battle League or any other Mario spin-off game. Man, everything just comes together so well in Mario Strikers, from the aesthetics and atmosphere to the item play and general gameplay. Man, just passing a ball back and forth, doing a few lob passes between your teammates and then just firing it into the goal feels so satisfying. It's amazing, Captains can charge up a super strike, which is a mechanic carried through most of the series. In this game, you simply have to time the meters properly and you'll have a good chance of getting the ball in, but also getting 2 points. If you mistime it, the goalie will either catch the ball or shove it right back at you, making you explode in the face. Very cool. With this being Next Level Games' first Nintendo venture, we can start to see the foundations of their giving Mario characters intense personalities arc. I mean, you got Angry Peach, Angry Mario, Sassy Daisy, the classics, And it's not as crazy as, some games like Luigi's Mansion 3 and Mario Strikers Battle League, but it does demonstrate a different vibe than what we're used to from the Mario series up until this point, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. This review has just been me kind of aimlessly talking about the game. Obviously you should play it. I love the game intensely, but really I can only say the gameplay is incredibly smooth and the item play is fun and the aesthetics are cool. Like so many times before, you kind of get the point, right? This game's great. Play it by any means necessary, even NSO. Yes, there is input delay, and if you don't have a Switch 2, that is a big, tall order, but I mean, look, whenever you get one, you could just sign up for NSO for a month, and then bam, it's yours. You get to play this game forever, pretty much. I don't really see a world where they discontinue the entire service. That'd be a total disaster. So yeah, it's really cool that Strikers is just immortalized now in the Nintendo catalog. That's really, really cool. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because of that. I'll probably find reasons to talk about this game and series again some other time. Maybe we'll play it or its sequel on the Corner Plays, or I'll talk about its sequel a little more in depth because I do have some differing thoughts on that game. But the original Mario Strikers is just a ton of fun. Comes highly recommended to anyone who is down for an arcadey sports game. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It's a great game, Please check it out by any means necessary. That's about it for today. Keep yourselves cornered for more Nintendo and gaming goodness pretty soon. And I'll see you all on the next one.